another reason why your friendships suck, and it's because you have grown apart in your friendships, but you're too afraid to let someone go, even though you're changing and they're not keeping up with you.
I just thought of this. There's a lot of, like the person changed, right? Like every 6 months we can basically change.
Yeah.
Just not everybody does, but we have the ability to completely
Change your life
who
in
we
6
are.
months, yeah.
But like people aren't accepting of that. And so then people keep trying to like go towards the past version of yourself. And so it's like we can put on a mask to be like, oh, that old person when we're around them. But that's not your true self. And that's masking who you want to be now. And you're trying to fit an old identity standard to keep a relationship alive, which makes you miserable.
And it doesn't mean anything that you are in a different path than someone that you were friends with, but we run into this issue, like Victoria said, where we have changed ourselves. We have I don't want to say up level, but we shifted our identity in some way. And now instead of embracing that new identity, you're pretending to be someone you're not around certain friends so you can keep them close. Let's say, for example, like, I don't really drink or go out anymore. That's not my thing. But if I was still trying to hang out with my college friends, like I could very much wear that mask and try to fit in with them in that way. But it was much easier for me to just say, okay, those just aren't my friends anymore. Like I just will get new friends. But Victoria mentioned before we recorded this, like a lot of people have so much commitment to the time investment they've made into friendships where you're like, oh, well, it's been 10 years. I can't let this friend go. I'll just keep pretending and acting like I was back in the day kind of thing.
And I hear it so much of like, oh, but we have so many memories together and I love those memories. You can love those memories and not be with the person anymore. It's like there is a lot of things. Actually, well, okay. You know how there's very few talked about like good breakups in like a partnership, not like friendship. Not the mutual breakup, but the people have shifted apart.
Oh, it's more common to grow apart in friendship than it is in a relationship. Or are you saying the opposite? I just don't understand.
I guess it's probably just as equal, but we don't accept it. We accept them differently.
Oh, like, okay, so what you're saying is it's easier for us to accept that a partnership has grown apart than it is for us to accept a friendship has grown apart.
Yes.
Yes. And I like what you say too, rolling back to like the memories thing. Like, do I love the memories that I have of blacking out at a bar and then, some random child coming and giving me some grapes while I'm sitting on a curb and my friends being like, don't eat that grape, Ashley. And then me getting in an Uber and being like, I think I'm going to throw up. And then they open the Uber and I go and I throw up. And then some homeless guy comes up to me and he says, do you want this cup of water? And my friend goes, don't drink that water. Do I love that memory? Yes.
You do? I thought this was a bad memory that you were saying.
I don't remember it because I was blacked out, but do I think it's hilarious? Yes. Do I want to relive that? No. Do I have a fun time telling that story of how absolutely insane that is? 100%. I don't want to live it again though, so I can enjoy that but not need to recreate that.
I'll give a softer memory for this moment. I had a great friend. She's still a great friend, but we're just not as close anymore. We used to work together. And after our shift on Sunday, she would always come grocery shopping with me and carry my groceries home with me and watch me meal prep, and we would talk and hang out, and then I would give her dinner and she would go home. And I loved that. We did that every fucking week for like over a year. And then college ended, pandemic happened, I've moved a bunch, my life has completely changed and everything. Hers hasn't changed as much. But we've just grown apart and our lives don't necessarily mesh anymore, but I still love her to death. I'll still talk, like, say like happy birthday and whatever, but we are not as close knit as we used to be, and that is okay.
That's a way better example.
That's why I'm saying, I was like, there's the softer version where it's not a little bit, that's a bit toxic. You don't even remember the memory, you just have the memory of it being told to you.
Well, I remember parts of it, like the part where I was throwing up and then the person came and they're like, don't drink that. I remember that, but that's pretty much it. But, and I do remember the blueberry thing or the grape thing because I thought it was really weird. Obviously, I have better memories than that, but I don't drink like that anymore, so I don't want to make memories with people like that anymore.
When you go to college in Miami, when you go to art school in Boston. It's not the same thing.
Different vibe. But yeah, it's okay to grow apart. And it's like, it's almost like when people hold on to these relationships, they're saying like, well, I can't make any other memories. And it's like, I can't find any other people. It's almost scarcity where it's like, you have those awesome memories and yeah, is it sad that you grew apart? Maybe, but you have so many other memories to make in your lifetime with so many other people. Who cares, right? And like, And they're better memories because they're memories that meet you where you're at right now versus you trying to go back into like nostalgia land and relive something that doesn't really fit who you are anymore.
Yeah, and it's like, it's okay that like made you happy then, but it's not making you happy anymore. And we don't allow ourselves to have that duality. And it's also like the happiest days of your life that you don't even remember are literally still ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
And they could be with people that are not even entering in your life for 5 more years.
Yep.
So it doesn't, not that it doesn't matter, but it's those memories we can hold. You don't have to hold them with the hand of the other person your entire life.
Yeah, you got to find new hands to hold. But I think the reason why, which leads us into our next point, it's so difficult for people to let these memories go or have stable friendships or whatever, is because we in society have started to confuse who is a friend and who is an acquaintance. If I have to watch another video of somebody crying on the internet because their friends didn't invite them to something or because that their friends suck, I'm gonna lose my shit.